Alright boys, Deus 2 version 200 9-inch coil. Okay? Thought I'd do this little video here to show you all what could be happening in a while with this detector. The potential that it could have notching this iron range, okay? Now you're going to see some black lines on that phone there, and I'm going to talk about them. There's a nail there, and a U.S. nickel. Okay? Now, just to show you here, it's going to be hard for you to see in this camera. Probably sweeping that coil a little over 3.5 inches. Probably like 3 3/4 inches above that nickel. Alright? Sweeping the coil, the 9-inch coil. What I did is I went in and did a 0 to 4 notch in the fast program. You see that black line right there? That's where that block could be moved. This block here was never moved with a lower setting nail. So I decided to move the heavier masker since it's setting farther above the nickel. Okay? So then what I did is I went back in and took the notch out of the machine. Any speed. Two-way signal. That's where I had to move that block. Now remember, the nail has not moved on top of the block. We'll measure that. Alright? Now, I've actually got the number. Remember, when you're running this in the wild, you get your traditional detection. Okay? So that's what I've got set in the machine right now. Silencer 1 is what was tested here, okay? Fast program. So, when I sweep this now, you're going to get two-way signal with the machine reporting traditionally, even though the notch is in there, since that is not as bad a masking scenario. Okay? Now I'm going to switch this machine so you can hear it better. I think I've done got it set up. 5 tones, and I've got the first bend dialed up in the pitch. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this block here. See that black line? Alright? And I'm going to sweep this and let you hear it to show you that I can hear this. Reactivity 4, okay? You hear that? See that 5 in the meter. I ain't got headphones on now. I'm listening to the external speaker, and it's a little windy out here. Let me make sure. Yeah, let me come over here and dial this volume up on this so you can hear it better. That's the wind in here. You can hear this. Listen. You hear that? So I can move that nail that far in and hear that nickel. Giving a 5 in this machine, okay? You hear that? Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nickel out of there, okay? Nickel has come out, alright? We're sweeping, we don't get any signal. You hear it? No signal. I'm at 6.8 disc. Okay? So I'm going to lay the nickel down over here. Alright? Now remember, everything is relative here. Meaning I never move the nail on top of that block. It come over here. Okay, see that black line there? So I'm going to set this down right here. Alright, just show you. I've got that tape measure there on the left side of that black line. You see how far I had to shift that nickel or that nail? I had to shift that nail right at 3 inches. That's what it was. It comes out to almost right on the money, 3 inches. Before I could hear it, using the machine traditionally, any speed, getting two-way signal. Now, two-way signal. I didn't stop moving the block when I got one-way signal. Two-way signal. You see that right there? Right almost 3 inches on the money because I marked that board from the right side. See that line right there? So when you go in the wall, now remember, this would be one direction sweep. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. We could cross that scenario there with some other detectors and hear it. But just showing you the law of averages. And if you went in there and swung over that with a JS2 running a fast program, any speed, unless you got lucky and hovers your call right over that nickel in a faster speed to give you an indication that it was there, but sweeping that nickel with this block, okay, there's where I had to move it to get two-way signal. So if that block is there, you're probably not even going to get one-way signal. You're going to get one-way signal when you start getting out into this range right here. Right there, I get two-way signal, notching the iron range. I can't move it any closer. Okay? The signal starts getting sputtery. So I wanted to just give you a, now, if I put that nickel back in there, from this direction, just exactly which detector in which coil besides that one right there can give any kind of inkling that that non-ferrous target is laying down there. Just which one exactly? Think about that. You know, there was people talking about, oh, the Deus 2, best unmasker in the world. Remember that shit? Yeah. I've been trying to tell you all, I've been working with this detector, you know. We had the funny farm out there, you know. So you see what you wound up with. Now you've got even a bigger monster, don't you? You've got a bigger monster in the iron. Now, like I said, if you would have come across the nails this way with some other detectors, you would probably strike that nickel. Okay? I'll tell you what we'll do. I don't know exactly where the nickel was. That's going to be awfully close right there. If we go to mono programming this machine right quick, we'll just look at 40 kilohertz. Dial the disc up on a little 6.5. You see, that may not be so easy to hit from this direction. See what I'm saying? You see there? Now, if we go back over here in the fast program, pitch tones, take the notch out, we're still at silencer 1. What we got there? We've got iron tone. You see there on that target? I've got the notch out of the machine. See it? Silencer 1. I'll just go to speed 3. I'll change that audio to PWM. gonna... No. You see that? So you could find that target. You know, you could locate that target. It's not a guarantee you could even take this Deus 2 conventionally, run with no knots, and cross it. See there? It's giving me a 3. Now, just out of curiosity, if we go back in here and we apply this notch, 0 through 4, okay, and we go back down here and we change these tones back to 5 tones since I've got them set up, what do we hear? See that 5's back in there. See that? So you could be in the wild with this machine and get 4-way signal with the iron range notched. You may turn on the target like that one. You may turn on it and you can't even, all you can do is muster a little same kind of signal, but that doesn't sound as nice to me, okay? Now we'll shift this block a little farther out. All right, I moved the block. Now we're going to come inside here. See there, we're still getting a 5. You see what I'm saying? So that nickel right there is in a pretty challenged position, even where it's sitting right now. See, I'm still getting a 5 in that meter. That tells me when I go to traditional, running no iron tone notch, I'm not going to hear that nickel. See, I'm so good now with this machine, I can take this thing out and sweep over a target. A fellow Deus user can walk up behind me and I can say, how you got your machine set up? He'll tell me and I'll know what's fixing to happen. I got a good idea. He says, oh, well, I ain't got no iron. I say, have you got anything notched in your iron tone? No. Well, I say, sweep right here. I can already tell you what you're going to get. That's a 5. Okay, so we'll go in here. We'll take out the notch. I'll go back to pitch tones. Okay. And we're in speed 3. And I'll reduce the... I'll turn down the iron volume, okay? Iron volume 7. You see what I'm talking about? That's no notch, speed 3. But when I go in here, I'll turn the iron volume back up. But when I go back in here, I'll select 5 tones. I'll put the notch back in the machine. Bingo. Okay. So when an iron sight, this is a damn deadly weapon now, boy. You thought this son of a bitch was deadly before? There's gonna be some people finding shit in sights with this machine. If they apply this, they're probably gonna be like, whoa. And this is gonna be, some of this shit's gonna happen in sights that they've done been in with Deus 2 previously. Some of them same people, oh, I like to hear the iron and I'll run that sensitive full tones. Oh, I go into sights and I run my disc a little lower. Well, I got bad news for those guys. They weren't getting a damn nickel like that right there. Okay? You let the damn disc down on this machine, you ain't gonna get that damn nickel right there with this machine. Okay? Take it from the old sharpshooter. He's not a bullshitter. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the video.